Mason really stepped up last game against Hendricken. When no one else wanted to step up, Mason decided he was going to the basket and going to try and get them back in the game.
And the tipped long by Horn. It's going to go out of bounds. And the Skippers will start out on defense, and Hope is going to look to run and gun tonight, something the Skippers also like to do, Scotty. So what's going to give? Whose style is going to dictate play?
I think that the Skippers' big men tonight are going to be really physical. They were definitely upset with their performance against Hendricken, and tonight's going to be a good bounce back.
Yep. Inside to Sean Hill. We're going to be saying his name a lot. Up and good by Hill. If you had to put out a star watch for the Blue Wave, Hill's definitely on top of that list. Tough take by Kenny.
And that's exactly what he did against Hendricken, and he's right back at it tonight.
And Luis Perez bringing it up for the Blue Wave. This offense is going to run through Sean Hill in a tough matchup for, guess who, Nate Izzo early. Exactly,
and Nate does a great job on all the defenders. Looks like Sean Hill's going to try and post him up a little bit tonight.
Hill looks to be a little bigger than Izzo. Thomas wanted to travel, no call, good rebound by Jamel. And here comes Mason bringing it up, also the team leader in assists and steals. Speaking of assists, good pass to Brad. No good by Big Red. Him and Jamel Horn and Smiley also need lots of looks inside. Great dish by Hill.
Exactly, what a great dish right there. He's really running the floor, finds the open man.
So 3 Blue Wave possessions and already 2 nice plays by Sean Hill. Good entry pass to Horn, up and in, you can count it.
Mason Kenny gets an assist right there, and he's already scored and he's got an assist. He's playing great basketball.
Adding to his team leading assist total, and that bucket tied the game, and Horn has a chance to give the Skippers a lead with his free throw.
And the Skippers have an advantage inside. They've got a height advantage once again. You know, besides Hendricken, that's been the key to the season. The success of the season is their height advantage.
They're back in their element and back in the lead after that Horn free throw. And it's an early 5-4 Skipper lead, up ahead to Hill.
Oh!
Good block by Izzo, and Horn finishes it off. That's a good team effort, Scotty. It's the definition of team effort. Good pass by Kenny to Izzo.
Skippers are coming out strong here tonight.
There's Wegby off to Almeida, no good. And another rebound for Horn. We're going to see a lot of that tonight. The Skippers need to keep pounding the basketball inside.
Izzo's wide open.
Kenny takes it himself, no good, long rebound. Smiley and Horn both thought the other person was going to get it. And it's collected by the Blue Wave. Perez looks up to Hill. Hill thought about the shot, off to Almeida for 3, no good. Kenny the rebound, he's going to look to push, no, we'll slow it up.
And I was worried that NK would have a slow start tonight after the Hendricken loss, but you know what? They look great right off the bat.
It's going to be a big step for this team. We've seen that they can finish games off. We've seen they can win big games, but battling adversity is something they haven't had to deal with much. And they're going to call an offensive there?
Travel.
Push off?
Travel.
A travel. And the Skipper turnover gives the ball back to the Blue Wave, and Luis Perez bringing the ball up. And Hope trails the Skippers 7-4 here, with 13:30 to go in the first half. Brown back to Perez, forced. Brown collects it again, swatted by Horn.
And Jamel's getting all these blocks because they're trying to take it among the trees. He's got the height advantage.
Tough dish by Kenny, collected by Izzo. Kenny will set it up. Hill on Kenny. Mason right by Hill. Tough take. A little bit out of control by Mason. The baseball pass up ahead to Wegby. And a little deep. Almeida can't clean it up. Izzo collects. Kenny's got Horn. Goes to Big Red in the middle. Can't contain it.
Too many turnovers right now for both
nice
teams.
Pass up ahead to Hill. He'll try to go up and under. He'll take it back out, set things up. Cross court Perez. And Dom Anderson, always a leader, trying to help his teammates out from the bench. Good hands by Big Red. Perez collects. Brown, tough cross court pass to Almeida. Hill tries a 3, no good. And Kenny collects the long rebound.
And a little frantic pace at the beginning, and now NK looks to slow it up and work the offense. They've got the height advantage more than the speed advantage.
Right, Hope with the speed advantage. Hope's going to want to run. Kenny for 3, no good. Rebound to Perez. And Hope, just like they're doing now, is going to want to push the basketball, and NK The exact opposite is going to want to pull it back into the half court. Hill gets a tough bounce, no good. Wegby step out of bounds. And Charlie had the call. Our stat guy, Charlie Marshall, with the call well before the ref. And Hope with the early timeout as they trail the Skippers 7-4 with 11:50 to go in the first half. And I like what I see out of the Skippers early. You know, maybe a couple forced shots, but I don't see any ill effects from the Hendricken loss.
No, I don't either. And I thought that was a big concern coming into the game. The toughness factor was definitely questioned. Jamel, Brad, Will, they all gave up too many offensive rebounds. They didn't box out, and they're taking control tonight on the rebound so far.
I don't even know if it was a matter of it being a bad matchup. The offense just looked different. It didn't look like they'd be able to have their way inside a lot.
Hendricken looked to impose their will, like we say. They really just did exactly what they wanted to do. And then NK falls behind by a big lead,
right. And
all of a sudden,
the Hendricken home crowd, the Hawks fed off that big time.
And then Degnan, he must have had 4 of his threes in the second half when it was just like we can't do anything wrong.
The Degnan-Barron combo is bordering on unfair. And the fact that they're only juniors, like we mentioned, they're going to be back next year. Watch out. But you know what? That game was probably a good building block for the Skippers team.
It was. I mean, they were on a roll. They hadn't lost a game in weeks, maybe months. And it's just a refocusing time.
You don't want to say it's ever good to get humbled or even that they were even cocky, but it's definitely a good wake-up call for a team that was cruising.
Exactly. That is a good point.
If they play Hendricken again, I feel like it would be different. Nice take up and in by Smiley. And Wegby brings it up now. Hill on the wing. It doesn't look like Hill's going to get by Izzo early. Wegby out to Perez. No good. Hope cannot shoot the basketball early. A lot like NK looked against Hendricken early. Nothing was falling. And the foul is on the floor. And it's an early 9-4 Skipper lead with 11:14 to go in the first half. And that's Hill's first foul. We got to keep a watch on Hill. If he gets in foul trouble, Hope can't score now. How are they going to score without the best player in the game?
Yeah, and he's not even trying to take the offense. He's not being assertive enough, I don't think, right now.
He doesn't bring the ball up. He waits in the wing and then tries to create after he gets a pass.
And Izzo's doing a good job denying him the ball, forcing him to give it up and try and get open on the screens.
Right. And it's actually going to say the foul is in the act of shooting. Kenny will get 2 free throws, and the first one's up and good. And the second free throw's up and good. An 11-4 Skipper lead here. Wegby working on Kenny. And Warren Sanders is checking into the game for Hope. Tough bounce for the Blue Wave again. Nothing can fall for them. Perez collects the basketball. Hill tries to get by Izzo. Someone got a piece of it. It was all ball, but Hope collects and scores.
That was an example of not getting the defensive rebound, giving Hope extra opportunities, right. And Sean Hill will make you pay if you do that.
Kenny working on Hill. Smiley has Perez out on the perimeter. Good pass by Smiley. And,
good cut, but it was with the aid of a legal screen.
And that's why those screens are illegal. They usually create some space.
Yeah.
And Izzo did a great job on Hill. Was replaced by Anderson. And J.O. also in the game, replacing Big Red. So the tough matchup on Hill now goes to J.O. And the Black Sea lets the Blue Wave know that they shot an air ball. Perez collects in the baseline. The Skippers having trouble collecting loose balls early. And Hope continues to not be able to buy a bucket. Horn with another rebound. I believe that's his third. And Charlie Marshall confirms. Kenny working on Hill. Hill wants Kenny to go left, Scotty. You see that? He's overplaying him drastically.
Oof.
Horn lose control on the basketball, gets it back.
And there he is.
J.O. for 3. Everybody wants it. No.
Good rebound.
Kenny. Maybe the smallest guy in the court gets the rebound.
You know, and we've been talking about this before, but tonight there's a legitimate chance that Mason Kenny could have a triple-double with assists. I think he has 4 rebounds already.
He does.
Yeah. 3 assists, He's definitely going to fill up the points, so we'll keep a lookout for that.
Speaking of points, Kenny's free throws up and good.
5 points. 5 of the 12, not bad.
Not bad at all. And to go along with the 3 assists and the 4 rebounds, I wouldn't mind a triple-double. I'm up for that. And Kenny's second free throw's up and good. 6 of the skipper's first 13 points belong to Mason Kenny. He's guarding Wegby. A 13-6 skipper's lead, 9:30 to go in the first half. Thomas wanted to travel and he finally gets it. Bit of a belated call by the refs, but a call nonetheless. And O'Connor will inbound to Mason. And number 3, Carrie Robinson into the basketball game, replacing Lauren Sanders. Kenny swings the ball into Smiley. Tough shot by Will. No good. Active hands by Horn. Created a shot for J.O., but it also fell no good. Look at the outlet pass. Crisp ball movement. Hill wants to shoot it, got it.
That's a sweet stroke he's got right there.
That didn't touch anything. And cuts the skipper lead to 13-8. And I'm sure we'll see a lot more out of Sean Hill. A little deep for Anderson, no good. Horn collects. Horn's 4th rebound. Him and Kenny, both with 4 rebounds early. What an acrobatic take by Mason Kenny.
That is terrific right there.
Dare I say the magician back at it?
I think that's fair to
What else
say.
could possibly be up this kid's sleeve? Razzle dazzle every week. No good by Robinson. And
once again, Coach Thomas very upset about the lack of toughness. They're grabbing the ball, but they're letting it go.
Lopez checks in for the game, as does Big Red. Smiley and Horn take a seat. Wegby will inbound on the far side. The skippers turned it over after getting the rebound. And that can't happen when you're playing a quick team like this.
No, and hope they're scrappy. They're tough and scrappy.
And speaking of turnovers, there's one for the Blue Wave right back to the skippers. Kenny right by Wegby, up and in.
Mason has come to play tonight. He's doing it all. He's got the assists.
Up ahead to Hill. Good rebound by Anderson.
And the thing about Mason tonight is he's playing in control of himself. He's running the offense. He's not forcing it, but he's going to the rim.
Swatted out of there by John Toney, just into the game for the Wave. Pearson off to Anderson. Looked to get no call. And Robinson will bring it up wearing the long sleeve shirt for the Blue Wave. Hill wants the 3, no good. Rebound Brown. Pearson just engulfed the basketball.
That's a perfect term. Engulf.
Thank you,
He
Scotty.
swallowed him.
And the pass by Kenny too far for J.O. to collect. And out of the skipper's first 17 points, 10 of those for Mason Kenny.
So he's got one of the triple,
That's right.
one of the 3.
Step 1 on the quest for the triple-double. Check. J.O. almost picked Hill's pocket. And they're giving Hill a little bit of space deep. I don't know if that's a good idea. Thought about it. Wegby also thinks about it. Goes past. Tough floater by Wegby, up and in. I don't know if he knew he was going to shoot it when he went up in the air.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I saw Sean Hill wide open, but if it goes in, Sean Hill will say nice shot. And I'll say nice shot too. There's Cord.
Wegby with the bucket there. Cord thought about the 3 and he traveled. Jamel dunks just for kicks. That could get him teed up.
Yeah, he loves doing that though, so why not?
And
It's
he
not-
actually did get a dunk down on a fast break at Hendricken. It was too bad it wasn't here in front of the home crowd, but it
Yeah.
might as well have been.
It was one of the bright spots in a very
One of the few bright
depressing
spots.
game.
Yeah. Hill again, well short. Thomas called it. Coach Thomas with the eyes of a hawk, calling out that short before it happened. Not a Hendricken hawk, though. Not by any means. Kenny, good pass into Horn. Horn up and over Toney. That was a great entry pass by Kenny, and it's a 19-10 skipper lead with 6:40 to go in the first half. Scotty, the skipper's doing exactly what we wanted them to do, attacking the basket early and pretty much having their way inside.
Inside is where this game's going to be won, and that's what NK's doing successfully. And Mason is really, I mean, this is, I think, his best game. The first 8 minutes of tonight's game
Right.
is as good as I've seen him play. the whole package. He's brought the points, he's brought the assists, the rebounds, little Jason Kidd action.
He's on pace for a triple-double, on pace for 40 points. So, you know, the on-pace thing doesn't always work out.
No, it doesn't, but nonetheless.
After you scored your first middle school basket, you would have been on pace for a 1,000-point career, so that doesn't always hold true to form, but
Can we get a couple stats from Charlie Marshall on
Mason with 10 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds, and a steal early. 4 assists for Kenny. And Lopez on Hill. It's a tough matchup for Cord.
Yeah, Cord's a shorter guy, but he's a football player. He knows how to cover guys.
He's quick and he's tough. Nice move up and in by Brown.
That was one of the first times I've seen Hope actually beat guys on the block down low. Used a nice little move, got open, finished the shot.
Kenny thought about the 3 with the ball fake, passed it instead. Back out to Kenny. Lopez right away, no good, tipped around. And I believe it's Perez for the Blue Wave. Up ahead, Hill, wow. Saves it to Robinson. Freakishly athletic play by Hill. And then an ugly layup. Again.
Gotta get the rebounds, giving way too many chances.
The Blue Wave point guard Robinson collects the rebound. And
that was a demoralizing
that was an athletic
sequence for North Kingstown.
One, they have to get the rebound there because
they gotta get the rebound.
They have the size advantage. 2, you can't let the small guy who gets the rebound have a freakish athletic putback. It just can't happen.
They got some freaks, huh?
I'm not calling anybody freaks, but their athleticism is certainly freakish, which is a compliment.
Yeah, oh, no question.
Yeah.
We're not here to batter.
No. Props to Robinson on the Allen Iverson-like putback.
And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game with 5.5 to go in the first half.
The skippers need to take care of the basketball. Izzo back in the game. I'm assuming the guard Hill, who's got a lot more space since Izzo left the game.
Yeah.
Don't knock the J or Core, but it's tough when you're giving up size to a guy like that who's also as quick as you.
And Hope's defense has really picked it up. They've gone to a 2-3.
Carried, didn't call it.
They've gone to a 2-3, then the press.
To Robinson. I don't know why Robinson doesn't start. He's good. Pearson goes to the floor, no travel call. It's a break for the skippers. And Kenny will walk it up slow. They need this. They need a little slow.
Yeah, Hope's actually playing a nice little 2-3. They're packing it in, forcing NK to shoot from the perimeter.
With 5 minutes to go, a 4-point game.
And
Robinson almost steals the basketball.
And
now
they're
they got
scrappy.
now a 5-on-3 for the skippers. And Kenny loses it off his foot. No. Skipper basketball.
Every loose ball is being contested by Hope, and that's a testament to their hustle, their quickness, their grit.
And you know what? We knock the fans sometimes. We knock the Black Sea, but give them credit for showing up on a Friday night when they could be out doing God knows what to show up and watch their boys play. A good showing tonight. Nice move to the basket by Smiley. And no smiles on the face of the Blue Wave as Skipper Lee goes back to 6. 4:35 to go in the first half. Could have been a travel to go with the foul. And it's going to be on Izzo first. You know, it's not even a big deal if Nate gets into foul trouble here on Hill because it at least means he's playing aggressive and trying to contain him. So
yeah, and in the Hendricken game, he did get in foul trouble,
right.
But that was a factor because it was within the first couple minutes of the half. It really took him out of the game. It forced NK
can
to
afford a couple here if it means he gets to push Hill around a little bit. Oh, that sounded clean. They call the foul on Horn.
Not many fouls tonight, only 4 for NK and 3 for Hope. So foul trouble won't be a problem tonight, I don't think.
And Brown goes to the line for the Blue Wave with a chance to cut the skipper lead to 4. And with the Izzo foul, J.O. checks back in to guard Hill, I'm assuming. I don't know if I like that with only 1 foul on Izzo. Izzo seems to be containing Hill better than O'Connor.
Well, Hope's gone to the 2-3, and they've played it very well. Okay. So the offensive end, I guess, is what Coach Thomas is thinking.
You see Medeiros here to get a couple looks from deep?
It's a good possibility.
If Hope stays in the zone, I don't know if they will. It's a possibility. Here Hope comes out in the press. And we know how good NK is at breaking the press. Right up to J.O. Look at the ball movement.
Nice.
Kenny, big three on the way, no good. Rebound by Peterson, up and in by Big Red.
Brad Peterson looking good on the offensive rebounds.
Just about as crisp as a press break as you're going to see anywhere, Scotty.
Yeah,
3 passes and a layup. And thrown away by Perez. Almeida can't collect. It'll be skipper basketball.
You get, on the last look, you get Mason with a wide open look for 3,
Right.
stepping into it. That's exactly what you want. Unfortunately, he doesn't make it.
With the efficient skipper press break, Hope drops out of the press. 1 and done. And swing pass to O'Connor, who finds Horn in the corner. Back to J.O. on the wing. J.O. will set it up. Getting Kenny some looks at shooting guard. J.O.
I'd like to see J.O. move over to the line like he is now.
Right.
But nice take there by Will.
Uncontested to the basket. And the skipper lead, just like that, stretched back up to 8 points, 25-17. 3:40 to go here in the first half. Hill working on O'Connor. Skipper's staying there, aggressive man-to-man defense. It's worked well early. Hope has struggled offensively. Hill free throw line jumper, that's his shot. Can't give him that.
Yeah, that's his shot. He's
Get a
hit
hand
a couple
in
of
his face
those.
at least. And 6 points for Hope's star, Sean Hill.
Nice
Early.
pass. Nice
Up
pass
and
for
in to
Smiley.
And 7 points to go along with 4 rebounds for Jamel Horn.
And another rebound there by Mason Kenny.
Right. Oh, razzle dazzle!
Oh, baby!
And that'll bring the Black Sea to its feet, Scotty.
That was a terrific move. A little Harlem Globetrotter
How about a
action.
little razzle dazzle on a Friday night?
And there's J.O.
J.O. picks Hill's pocket. Up ahead and in. And suddenly there's some energy in Lenore Cranston Gymnasium.
I guess it takes the razzle dazzle to get him fired
It
up.
always does, but that's where it takes. Fine by me. Deep three, Almeida. Well short. It's an air ball. Now the fans are in the basketball game.
Gotta love it now. The fans are alive.
And just as the game got down to as low as 4 points, 5 points, Scotty, now it's a 31-19, 12-point skipper lead with 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2 minutes to go here, 31 points for the Skippers. Well, they only scored 15 in the first half against Hendricken. It was 15 or 17, but it was in the mid-teens. Hill pulls back on O'Connor, no good. No one even went up for that rebound for NK. Perez goes to the hole. Almeida gets a good look from 3, no good again. Almeida hasn't scored yet. Thomas wanted the timeout, but Peterson took care of business, got the ball out of there. Smiley got trapped, possibly hit. And Tony back in the game for the Blue Wave, replacing Kevin Brown. Not the ex-Major League Baseball pitcher, don't worry. It's different Kevin Brown.
All right. That guy was a little wacky.
Punching walls after losses.
Yeah, breaking fingers, breaking hands.
It's been confirmed, no relation. And Wegby will set it up. He's working on Kenny. J.O.'s got Hill on the wing. And look at how J.O. provides a spark every game, Scotty. The steal brought the crowd to its feet. He hits threes when he has to, and suddenly he's a shooter now. Wegby's 3 is no good.
Yeah, and give him credit for becoming a shooter because
Right.
for a long time, he wasn't even close.
Right.
The coaches were afraid when he shot the ball. And hard work, that's what hard work does.
And
It
you and
makes
I
you into
see
a
him
shooter.
working hard in practices, working one-on-one with Coach Thomas, just shooting threes. Kenny! I'm not going to even describe that play. You saw what happened. Mason continues to amaze. No words can describe what Mason Kenny just did. He takes over basketball games. Calling him a magician is an understatement, Scotty. And they're going to call a block. It looked like Horn did have position. That's Horn's second foul. Well, luckily it came late in the first half or we could have problems, but
Yeah, he can't pick up his third before the half
right.
ends.
And there's 41 seconds left. We should be all right. Hill's first free throw, his only free throw, no good. Horn collects. Horn's 5th rebound for the Skippers. His 7th rebound. Where have I been?
J.O. wants the ball. He's open on the
Time
wing.
flies by when the
There
Skippers
he
are
is.
dominating. J.O. for three, no good. And every time J.O. shoots the three, the bench and the stands go to their feet. Tricky pass, no good. Tony swatted by Pearson, the foul is called. 15 seconds left, and Dom Anderson will check back in the game.
I think Coach Thomas was a little upset with that quick three from J.O., but he's become a shooter.
It's a mindset.
He wants, he's not thinking about what's a good
3 games
shot.
ago he doesn't shoot that shot, but
Yeah, he's really just thinking about, I'm open, I can make this, I'm going to pull the trigger.
if J.O. has a good look, I like him shooting the basketball. And after Big Red's second foul, he'll take a seat here, sit out the rest of the first half. Tony's second free throw along to Smiley. Kenny will walk it up with 12 seconds left, a 33-21, 12-point Skipper lead. And they will look to go to the half with at least a 14-point lead here. Kenny, did he lose it out of bounds? The refs are indecisive. It is going to remain Skipper basketball.
3.5 seconds to go.
And I say J.O. for three.
Look, yeah, J.O. or Mason for three. Or maybe a little alley-oop to J.O.
Oh, it's tipped away. Hill's going to get a good shot off here. Hill almost gets a layup out of it. Lucky no foul was called. Hill wants it. Kenny gives him a pat on the back. He's pleased with a no call. And the Skipper faithful also show their approval as the Skippers go to the locker room with a 33-21 halftime lead. We'll be back with more in just a moment on the NK18 Skipper Sports Network.
Get up, put your drinks down. Don't want y'all slosh your drinks out all over that. Your cheap blouse ain't nothing but a solid in it anyhow. Still me, how you train this out to the other one and just swap it out. Get something in the background, cause you know the song, but you know in the background. I'ma let the mama work and run and make a play, I'm gonna spend some money. Alright, let's spend the money, but
And we're back after a nice performance by the NK dance team, I believe it was. And, you know, speaking of dancing, Scotty, Mason Kenny has been dancing around the basketball court. Maybe that's a stretch, but
no, it's fair.
Bottom line, on pace for a triple-double. Your thoughts?
Bottom line, on pace for a triple-double. Clearly, like I've been saying all night, his best all-around performance of the season through for a half. And I was impressed with the way he took control in the Hendricken game, but I'm more impressed the way he's played in control tonight. He's taken the opportunity to score when he's had it, but he's also dished, and defensively, he's been a little Jason Kidd getting rebounds for a point guard.
And you also talked about how NK needs to use their advantages and play to their strengths, which they did not do against Hendricken. So far, Jamel, 7 points, 7 boards inside. Will Smiley also scoring inside with 6 points. So look for that trend to continue second half. Hope's gonna get tired. NK's gonna keep running an efficient half-court set. And we have more big bodies on the bench. I haven't seen much size out of Hope so far, and there's not much waiting on their bench, so.
Yeah, but when Hope went to that 2-3,
right,
they did a good job yet at forcing NK to shoot from the perimeter, and so far no one stepped up and made it outside shot.
Right, no threes yet for the Skippers, or for Hope. There's been a 3-point basket in this game. How about Hope coming out in the press midway through the first half, probably 6 minutes left, and the Skippers with what we've seen all year, their efficient press break, forcing Hope to drop out of it after one possession with the press.
I'm sure a team as scrappy as this isn't used to being taken out of their press by such a good press break.
We haven't seen much of Hope, but I'm sure they press a lot.
Yeah, I would think so. They're scrappy.
Guard-oriented, small, fast, scrappy team, but not when you're playing NK. Not in our house, baby. So, a 12-point Skipper lead.
12-point lead. Now you just want to come out and you want to blow them out right now. You want to go on a little 8-0 run, put it up to 20, walk away with an easy win at home.
We've talked about the killer instinct happening late in the second half. How about seeing it early in the second half and making this a 20-point game before the 10-minute mark?
You know, in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half are going to be critical to whether this is a ball game or not. Because if they go on a little 6-0 run, then we're looking at single digits, a close game down the stretch. But if NK can put up 6, up by 18 or so, they can cruise home.
And a big road game coming up for the Skippers. I believe it's on Sunday. It's listed on Sunday, but their next road game, their next game, it's against Mount Pleasant. It's a big game on the road, so if they can get a blowout here early and get this lead up to above 20, then it'll give a chance to rest the starters a little bit and have a fresh team for Mount Pleasant. We'll get an official date for you on the Mount Pleasant game.
We will get one of those. Open look from 3.
And almost tipped in by
Almost a
Hope.
great tip in, but there's Jamel with his 8th rebound of the night.
Kenny, dazzled. Izzo misses the layup. Collected by Anderson.
If he doesn't get that triple-double, have Izzo to thank, huh?
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some words exchanged between them if Mason finishes with 9 assists.
Nice drive and nice dish right there.
Perez dishing off to Brown. And Smiley bringing it up. Don't say that very often.
No, but
Smiley working on Kevin Brown. Just off a Major League pitching career. Back in high school basketball.
Oh, wait, it's not the same guy. Sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Good try out.
Kenny out to Izzo. That's another assist from Mason Kenny.
That's a nice shot there by Nate. He's working that into his arsenal.
Just another weapon that Nate Izzo can deploy.
Oh, wide open.
Wide open look for Perez.
And he got it.
Got it. And the 14-point Skipper lead is cut to 11. 37-26 Skippers with 14:34 to go in the ballgame. Anderson working up high on Almeida. Into Smiley. Smiley bulldogs his way in long. Smiley usually finishes that. Hill in transition, up and in and one. You can count that.
All of a sudden, single digits.
A little bit out of control, but a nice aggressive take by Sean Hill. You know, he's probably saying my team's down by double digits. Well, now by 9 after his take, but my team's down. I need to basically put the team on my back. And he also has to stay out of foul trouble. They're not going to win without Sean Hill on the floor. And the free throw is up and good, and just like that, this is an 8-point basketball game.
Minute and a half, and
This was 14 30 seconds ago.
yeah, 6-point run.
Smiley right by Brown to the bucket. He got hit hard, and he'll go to the line. Smiley to the line for 2. Trying to push the Skipper lead back up to double digits. And Smiley with 6 points at the half, looking to get his total up to 8. And the first free throw is no good. So the Skipper lead will remain single digits. And see if it's going to be 8 or 9. It'll be 9. It's a 9-point Skipper lead after the Smiley free throw. 38-29 with 14-12 to go in the ballgame. Wegby working on Kenny, loses the basketball. Anderson up ahead to Izzo.
Oh, nice play.
Good collection by Izzo. Nice hands by Nate, and he finishes.
Well done there to finish.
Izzo in transitions look good tonight. And there's Sean Hill.
There he
Hello.
is. You know, Izzo gives him a little daylight, and bang, he hits a jumper.
And Hope thought about the press, but they'll just put Wegby up on Kenny. Kenny right by Wegby. Oh, and it would have been a Kenny dime, but a foul was called on the floor before Izzo finished. And it could have gone on Hill. It goes on Wegby. And Big Red back in the game, replacing Dom Anderson. Kerry Robinson back in the game, replacing Almeida. Good job by Anderson, as usual. A physical presence inside, doing his job. Kenny calling out plays. Robinson wants Kenny to go left. Smiley, nice pass to Jamel. Jamel got clobbered. No call.
I'm stunned.
That's borderline outrageous. That's all I'm going to say.
He had the ball, but
He got knocked over.
Yeah.
This isn't football. As much as Don Anderson would like it to be, it's not football. But Jamel Horn got tackled, and it's going down Blue Wave basketball inexplicably. Hill, the dish out to Perez. Big 3 on the way, and it's good.
that's his second. And
an unhappy Coach Thomas calls a timeout as the Skipper lead has been dwindled to 6 points.
exactly what we talked about coming out of half, and this is exactly what Hope wants.
If NK had done what Hope's done so far and scored like they had, this would be a 20-point basketball game, but it's gone the other way, and it's a 6-point ball game somehow.
And now Coach Thomas has to go back to work, coach these guys up, figure out how they're going to extend the lead.
One good thing about these guys is they know they're going to win. Like, they feel they're going to win. Not they know they're going to win. Every time they step on the floor, they feel like they're going to win the basketball game. And that kind of attitude will push leads up when teams start getting close. But this lead shouldn't be at 6 right now. The Skippers have outplayed them on offense and defense the whole night. 6 points doesn't show how much they've outplayed Hope. In my opinion. And the Mason Kenny triple-double watch. 14 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. It's going to be tough for him to get 10 rebounds. He's going to get the assists, but
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see if he can get 5 more boards.
but the longer this becomes a game, the longer he stays on the court, the better
That's right.
opportunity. And know what? When
Nice
the game's on the
little
line, no question. I hope we're rooting for him.
Obviously.
But if the game's on the line, even though he's the shortest guy on the team on the court, he's gonna go get the rebounds. I have no question.
Mason wants it.
Yeah.
And when he wants it, no one's going to stop him.
Yeah.
So, Hope's learning their lesson slowly here. Mason wanted the basketball, clapping for it. He wants it. Skips it ahead to Big Red. Big Red only has Brown to get by, doesn't take him. And Kenny will set it up.
Hope did a good job of forcing someone else to bring the ball up the court
Right.
there, taking Mason out of the press break.
They also meant they had to drop 2 guys back on Kenny, but luckily for them, Skippers pulled it back. Tough shot by Brad. Almost gets his own rebound. Smiley comes down with it. Goes to the floor with it. Almost up and in. Kerry Robinson with the rebound for the Blue Wave. Side to Hill. Back. And Pegby with the finish.
That's a real nice play. Got the outlet pass. One nice dish and a layup.
Suddenly the Skipper lead is 4 points. It was 6. Now it's 4. A 40-36 Skipper lead. 12:25 to go in the ball game. Kenny was working on Robinson. Stolen away by the Blue Wave. Almost stolen back by the Skippers. Hill lays it in. 2-point basketball game. And an outraged Coach Thomas calls a timeout.
How has the momentum changed in this game so far?
And Sean Hill with 17 points.
And
Most of that coming in this half.
You called him the Star Watch, and
He was on the Star Watch, and proved to be correct because when you hear a lot about a kid, we've seen this a lot this year, you hear a lot about guys like Mason Choice. You hear a lot about, guys like Storty and Sturtle, EWG, obviously Barron and Degnan and Hendrickin, but we don't want to talk about them.
no, we won't.
But the good players score, especially when their teams need it. Like, they're going to accumulate points, but when their teams need it, they put it on their shoulders and say, I'm going to win this basketball game. Sean Hill's doing that, especially here in the second half. So we reset things here. Just under 12 minutes to go, and the Skipper lead is down to 2. Scotty, what do they need to do to push this lead back up?
First of all, they need to rebound the basketball.
Right.
They can't give up second chance points to this scrappy Hope team. Other thing is turnovers. They've got to eliminate them in order to protect the lead and expand the lead.
No more turnovers the rest of this year, and they win a state championship. It's a pretty easy formula, right?
That is a good formula. Hopefully,
That's a little too much to ask, but
hopefully we can limit the turnovers at least, though.
and they've been good at that the whole year, especially Kenny. Mason just does not turn the ball over, especially when he's getting pressed. He steps it up when he's getting pressed.
See, they completely eliminated Mason from the press
Right.
break, and that increases the chances of the turnover.
But the Skippers still break it easily. Mason barking for the ball. He wants to set it up. Mason knows this is his team.
Yeah, that's a good leader right there.
Yep. Leaders take over when it matters.
Oh!
What a pass by Mason Kenny.
Nice look by Mason.
He says, let's go. Let's win a basketball game. This is our game to win.
He's ready to get that at least double-double with 8 assists.
He's working on it. 14, 8, and 5 now for Kenny. And a travel on the blue wave. It'll be Skipper basketball. With 11:42 to go here in the ball game, the Skippers inbound among the press. with
See,
4 points.
they're forcing. That's a good coaching move by the coach of Hope.
Good pass by Kenny. Izzo gets a steal on the way. Good hustle by Peterson to the floor. Through his legs.
And the scrappy Hope team comes away with
a
it.
big three. No good. Rebound Big Red. Making up for the turnover. Izzo hands off to Kenny. Good screen by Izzo to give.
Now you got to
just
go
enough
make him
space.
pay.
Mason will do that. And the block called. It's on Luis Perez for the shot. And number 11, Anthony Muhammad, checks in the game for the Blue Wave. He's going to replace Kerry Robinson. Big Red out, J-O-N for the Skippers. Izzo into Horn. Horn gets hit hard. And the Skipper faithful show their approval of finally getting a call.
But for them to be successful, they got to continue to go inside. Mason just went inside. Horn's going inside. They're going to get to the line. They're going to knock down the free throws, finish. But that's how they're going to increase the lead.
And the Skipper lead with a chance to grow to 6 here. Horn's free throws pending. His first free throw is up and good. One thing that is a sign of a championship caliber basketball team, Scotty, is the ability to, one, rebound the basketball, check for the Skippers, and also that everybody makes their free throws. This is a very good free throw shooting team. As I say that, Horn misses a free throw. But everybody on the floor for the Skippers can make free throws, and that's big for a team who needs to win close games late. Hill, they're going to call it on Izzo on the way by. That's Izzo's third. Three for Izzo.
As a team, we were talking about free throw shooting. NK's only a 57% free throw shooting as a team.
You know what?
But,
just as a casual observer, it seems a lot higher. I guess they knock them down when it matters. We don't have a number for down the stretch free throws, but down the stretch when they need to hold leads, they do make their free throws.
Yeah, and those numbers are kind of skewed by a couple of really bad nights. A lot of good nights, though.
Right. Good rebound by Horn.
And he's working on a double-double as well.
Yes, sir. Kenny working on Muhammad just in the game, and Brown almost with a
Good
steal.
play by J.O.
Collects off to Horn, up and in by Jamel, schools the backboard just because he can.
I wish I could school the backboard. If I could, I'd do it every single time I got the ball.
12 points, 8 boards now for Horn. Hill working on J.O. Tries to get by him. Good defense by J.O. on the baseline.
They call
Is that a block on J.O.?
They said he bodied him out.
And the ref putting his finger to his mouth, shushing the skippers who were complaining. That's interesting. And now the ref pleading his case to Coach Thomas. First foul on J.O.
Oh,
Hill almost loses it, gets it back. Tough shot by Hill. Wow.
and Coach Thomas very upset with how the team is just not grabbing the loose balls.
Right.
They're playing the
Was a
smaller,
7-point
scrappier
lead, Now it's
team.
a 5-point lead. Lopez, aggressive drive to the basket. He'll get rewarded with free throws. A 45-40 skipper lead, just over 10 to go here, Scotty. When does the killer instinct take over?
It's got to take over right now.
Right. You would hope.
They didn't show it coming out of the half.
No.
They got to show
Hope
it now. Exactly. Hope.
Hope showed a killer instinct even though they were losing, and they got right back in this basketball game. They could easily be down by as much as 20 right now, but Hope's down by 5. Lopez's first free throw is up and good. 6-point skipper lead. And Jamal Stevens checks in for the first time for the Blue Wave, replacing Kevin Brown. Lopez trying to push the skipper lead back up to 7. He does. 47-40 Skippers, 10:03 to go. Hill will bring it up. At this point, they've taken the ball out of Wegby's hands at the point, and they've said, you know what, Sean Hill, you're our guy. Run the offense. Right by Lopez. Good look from Perez. It's a big shot. No good. Deep rebound collected by J.O. Good hustle. And he stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Turnovers like that kill you in close games. You get a nice long rebound, one of your guards extends to make a nice play, and then he steps out of bounds.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's J.O.'s fault, but stuff like that can happen. And the Blue Wave inbound, they find Wegby in the corner. Mason doing a good job. And going down, skipper basketball. Wegby pushed off.
Yep.
I guess. And Hope back to the press.
Let's see if NK can get Mason the ball. They go long to him. They got him.
Baseball pass to Mason. If only he could dunk. A layup will do. And the skipper lead up to 9. And this is where that killer instinct comes in, Scotty. Stopping a bucket here, and we're well on our way.
You know, they've been overplaying Mason on the press. He beats him long. Good coaching move there.
At some point, they're going to learn, probably don't want to press this team because NK breaks the press. Bottom line, NK breaks the press. So, and it's a Blue Wave timeout. As the Skippers lead this one 49-40, 9:26 remaining in the ball game. So we talked about rebounding, free throw shooting, turnovers. Out of those, what's the one thing that's going to determine who wins this basketball game? What's
the one thing? I think turnovers. I think turnovers because
usually comes down to that.
They're pressing, and the only reason they're in the game is because the press has actually been effective. And if NK can limit their turnovers, beat the press, get easy buckets, they'll walk away tonight with the win.
Right. I think defensively they have to. This team is like they've played well. You know, no more of that deer in the headlights like we saw against Hendricken, but I think they're still a little shaken by the way Hendricken played them inside physically. And you know, defensively they've gone a little bit away from being tough inside. And they just need to remember, you know, we're a post team and we're a tough team in the post.
Yeah, they need
not in our house, that mentality.
A little physical attitude where but just speaking about Hendricken's big guys, that was the first time I've actually seen guys with the height to go right up against us and with the strong, muscular guys that really just pushed us out of the way.
I got like a kid like Kevin McCarthy was almost bullying around Horn, which is something you just don't see.
They had guys 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5",
right.
And
big kids.
That kind of depth.
You just don't see that. Hope has nothing even close to that.
Yeah, and that kind of depth is what we love about our team here at NK.
Right.
So that's why these are two of the top teams in the state.
Right. Hope looking to get back in this basketball game. Kerry Robinson taking over the ball handling duties, working on Lopez. Kenny helps. And back out to Hill. He wants to shoot it.
No.
And no good. And it's going to be skipper basketball. It goes off Robinson.
And it's important for Hope to keep this lead under double digits the rest of the way.
Right.
And Mason gets the ball, and he's trapped immediately.
Gets rid of it well. Good hands by J.O. Up ahead, Lopez, wanted Smiley, pulls it back himself. And I like this. J.O. taking over the point guard duties, giving Mason some looks at shooting guard. Smiley on the wing. J.O. tough take, and one by J.O.
We've been talking about his three shooting, but that's what he's known for.
Here's three a different way, Scotty.
Here we go.
Speaking of the number 3, Mason Kenny sitting on 16 points, 8 assists, and sitting on those 5 boards. The triple-double slipping out of her grasp.
But, you know, I think he'll take a double-double any night.
That's right. You know, we're still allowed to dream.
There's still 8 minutes, more than 8 minutes to go.
It doesn't take anything away from his performance.
Oh, absolutely not.
Triple-double is just a figurehead on what he did. It's just a representation of his performance as a whole. And the Skippers win that, the Blue Wave win that loose ball battle. And Wegby will bring it up for the Blue Wave, and they'll put Sean Hill back in the wing. Check that, Hill bring it up. Just
and I like how
Hill collects the handoff. Whoa, razzle dazzle, Wegby for 3, yes.
They got to start hitting some perimeter shots if they're gonna come back in this game.
And you talked about double digits, Scotty, and it's back to 8 with over 8 to go in the ball game, so not over by any means. Kenny crosses up Robertson, good screen, tough take, just rolls off. Horn keeping the ball alive twice. Mason Kenny.
Mason, there's his rebound.
Smiley collects it. Smiley getting bullied. Kenny a 3 from the corner, no. Pulls it back. Number 3 for the Blue Wave, working on number 3 for the Skipper. Sean Hill with the block, nice athletic play by Hill. Skip pass up ahead to Wegby, 6-point basketball game.
That was a big 4-point swing there. And then they call a traveling violation on the inbounds.
Oh, yikes. Thomas wants a timeout. And Thomas gets a timeout. Jamel Horn not pleased.
You know, Jamel had a layup there on the offensive rebound, misses it. Then it leads to a fast break layup for Hope. And that will give them hope, only down by 6 with 8 to go.
And a 51-45 Skipper lead here as we reset. Just about 8 minutes to go in the ball game. So a lot of time for either team, for NK to push it up, but there's also a lot of time for Hope to get back in the basketball game, especially if they keep shooting the 3. We'll see. I like NK here with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, I do too. At home, they got the crowd.
Not that I'm biased or anything.
No, we're not biased.
I haven't seen enough on the perimeter out of Hope to show me that they're going to hit shots to get back in the game. Because they're not going to score inside. They're going to have to hit threes. And I don't like what I've seen on the perimeter so far. So, that's just me. So we reset here. 4 team fouls for the Skippers, and the Skippers will be shooting the rest of the way. They're shooting 1-1 right now with just under 8 to go. So that'll be a big factor down the stretch. Hope is to find a happy medium between playing aggressive defense and not hacking.
Yeah, that's a good point, Alex.
You don't want to put the Skippers to the line late in the game where we talked about the good clutch free throw shooting late.
Especially the guys on the court right now. They're
Right.
all good free throw shooters.
Nice shot by Perez. 4-point basketball game. And the Skippers need to watch out they don't get drowned by the Blue Wave here. Horn, nice aggressive take. You can count it.
That's a great matchup there for NK. Horn's just got speed for a big guy. Tate goes right by his man, and he's tough inside, gets the layup.
And when he puts the ball up in the air like that, that ball's almost 8 feet above the ground. So,
Like
block that.
Hope's coach just said, when a big guy drives to the lane, someone's got to step up and take the offensive charge.
Right. I'd be scared to take a charge against Jamel Horn.
You know, actually, speaking of my middle school days,
Oh boy.
I took a charge on Jamel Horn.
Really? Did you get a knee in the face? He's got about 2 feet on you, Scott.
Not at that time. He wasn't that big.
Wegby's shot is short. Kenny almost gets the rebound.
Ooh.
Oh.
Off on
Black
Mason.
C not pleased. He'll stay with the Blue Wave. Wegby will inbound. And the Blue Wave down by just 6 with the basketball here. 7:22 to go in the ballgame. Plenty of time.
Good inbounds defense there. Forces Hope to take the timeout.
Yep. What's Coach Thomas saying to his guys right now in the huddle? A crucial spot in the ballgame. Hope ball down by 6, 7 minutes to go.
Hope can't score on this possession. NK's got to get a stop, and then they got to score on the other end.
Not too much to ask.
No. They've been doing it all night.
You know, in the first half, NK was in the half court and they were trying to shoot some threes and, you know, it wasn't working. And I got to credit them for going away from that and pounding the ball inside, realizing it's their strength and staying with it.
And how about
it worked for the most part.
How about the way Hope's main guy stepped up and
Sean Hill.
Sean Hill took control of the offense for his team.
Sean Hill with 19 now.
19. He's probably got 4 or 5 assists. He's found his teammates as well. In the first half, he was a little too passive.
They've also given the ball handling duties primarily over to him.
Right.
So, you know,
this half, he's been more aggressive.
Right. It's been Sean Hill's half.
Speaking of Sean Hill,
up and in. And the skipper lead cut to 4 again.
And it doesn't look like Hope's going away tonight.
And Kenny swings to O'Connor on the wing. Wanted the entry pass to Horn. It goes to Smiley instead. Will Smiley's a bulldog. Look at Will. He is so strong. He pushed his way through 2 guys, got the shot off, and he goes to the line. That was a big play.
I think that's the 3rd time NK's had a and 1 this half. Just tough, absorbing the contact.
Had one just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, J.O. had one, Jamel had one.
Good rebound by Izzo. They're gonna call the travel. That's a tough call.
Yeah, good
that
hustle.
Call go both ways.
Good hustle though there by Nate. Unfortunately, he fell down.
Right. But over a bigger guy, he leapt to get that rebound. I think he surprised Perez a little bit. And he did it without going over the back too. So tough turnover for the Skippers, but good rebound nonetheless by Izzo. And the Skipper lead stays at 6 with 6:50 to go here in the ball game. Wegby back up top. He'll set it up. J.O. waits for Hill.
And NK's gone into the 2-3.
Well. You see this team play almost all man, and they're going to call the block. It'll be on Horn. That's his 3rd. His 2nd, sorry. That is his 3rd, actually. The scores table had it wrong, and K18 had it right.
The statistician, Charlie Marshall, give him credit.
And Almeida to the line.
For Hope, you got to make your free throws if you want to make a comeback tonight. 1 of 2 from the line.
Second free throw for Almeida is good. And the Skipper lead cut to 5, and they come out in the press to get it into Mason's hands. That's the guy you want it. Oh, nice dish to Horn by Kenny. Oh, facing Kenny.
The key for Hope on the press.
Mason Kenny makes our town a better place, Scotty.
He does, and on the press, when Mason's got the ball, it's as good as quicksand.
And they try to collapse on him, and they can't. Nice analogy with a quicksand, by the way.
That was a terrible analogy, actually.
It's all right.
Oh!
Sean Hill says, I don't think so, but Mason Kenny says, that's okay, scoreboard. That's probably how the conversation went.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And the clock goes just under 6 minutes. And Izzo will inbound.
Oh.
Forced into Horn, turnover. Can't have that happen. Up ahead to Wegby, off to Hill, and 23 points for Sean Hill. And J.O. will set things up off to Kenny. Smiley working on...
There's J.O. going to the basket. Night. Ooh.
It's off Perez. Perez should not have reached for that ball.
No, he shouldn't have.
That would have been Blue Wave basketball. And as the clock hits 5:30, the Skipper lead is at 5. And Perez takes a seat. Kevin Brown back in the basketball game for the Blue Wave. Turnover. Wegby all alone up ahead, up and in. We have a 3-point basketball game.
You know, and turnovers. Another turnover right there by J.O.
Kenny will pull it back. And we haven't seen the Skippers in this close of a game at home since that Rogers game, at least late. Since the Rogers game, the first home game of the year. So this team used to winning big late at home.
5-second call.
call.
I gotta disagree with that.
That's a rare
Mason was
call.
moving toward the basket. So
Usually that's when you're standing still.
he was moving toward the basket, which would mean you couldn't call that. So I don't see I don't know. We'll move on.
Wegby working on Kenny off to Almeida on the wing. Wegby will set it up again.
Nice
And
play.
J.O. almost gets the steal. Guess who? Hill collects. Big three from Almeida. No good. Good rebound, Jamel.
Up ahead.
He had Kenny.
Oh, he had Mason
He
for
had
a layup.
Mason on the baseball pass.
Good decision now to slow it up, work some time, get a good shot.
And a double-double now for Jamel Horn. Hill picks J.O.'s pocket. Tough take by Hill. No good. Gets his own rebound stripped away
Up
by
ahead for Jamel.
J.O. He has Jamel, who has Smiley also. And they're going to call the block. And the fans getting into the game realizing we got a close game late. And being in the mix for Division I supremacy, getting one of those important top 2 seeds down the line in this game. The Skippers need to win all their games, especially at home against teams they're better than.
No question. At home, there's no reason they should lose a game at home this year.
Ever, because Hendricken's not coming here.
Exactly. And besides Hendricken, I haven't seen a team better than NK.
And we talked about Jamel Horn with a double-double, Scotty. 16 points, 11 boards. Make it 16 points still. I jumped the gun.
He just had so much confidence in his free throw shooting.
It's fine. And Horn waiting on a second free throw. But I don't think you can say enough about Jamel Horn and what he does inside for this team, his presence. Second free throw up and good, 17 and 11 now for Jamel.
You know, and as good as Peterson and Smiley are, it's Horn that teams focus on inside.
Right. And it's gonna be Horn's team next year too, so might as well get him his reps now.
4-point game with 4 to go.
We haven't seen much of that. Almost up and in by Hill. I don't know how that shot wasn't blocked. You don't see Horn and Smiley and Big Red, any of them get caught in the air a lot, but that time they did, and good job by Hill drawing the body.
Yeah, smart play. And if he can go to the line, that gives them a chance to score every time down the court, keeps them in the game.
And update you on our Star Watch. Sean Hill goes to the line with 23, make it 24 points. And Mason Kenny with 16 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. So approaching the double-double, and the triple-double is definitely still attainable. But I think at this point we got to get off that novelty and focus on getting a W here, Scotty.
No question about
second
that.
Free throw is no good. Great rebound, Jamel Horn. 12 now for him. The inside-outside combo of Jamel Horn and Mason Kenny is going to win the Skippers' basketball game. What a pass by Mason.
Oh, and there it is. There's that 10th assist.
Mason Kenny does it all.
And it was highlight
night
film
in,
fashion.
night out. We'll see that in Sports Center. Tough shot by Brown.
Rebound.
Tipped
there
around.
We go,
Horn
Jamel.
collects 13 for Horn. Mason back on the break. Has his if he wants to take it himself. They're going to call a charge on Kenny.
Slid. That was a bad call. No question about that.
And I don't use the word outrage much, but I'm going to use it again. My second time tonight. That's an awful call. Awful. 1, the guy needs position. 2, he was pretty deep under the basket.
He was moving.
And Kerry Robinson and Hope employing the ball roll, no clock start tactic, which seems a little premature, down by 5 with 3:30 left, but you do what you got to do. And they're going to call a block on Smiley on the baseline. Is that what we're getting here? Wow. I thought maybe he'll step out of bounds, but that's wishful thinking.
No, I think that a little push out of bounds maybe. Yeah.
All right. And guess who's going to the line again? We talk about good players getting to the line. And it'll be Sean Hill looking to get...
I believe this is the most points we've had players scoring us all year.
Right. I felt like Degnan scored a lot more in the Hendricken game because he hit his threes in bunches, but he finished with 20. And Hill with Still with 24.
Up, rebound.
Rebound tipped around. Horn collects his 14th. Scotty.
And that's Jamel. When the game's on the line, it's Jamel that needs to step up for NK to get the big rebound.
And with 3 minutes to go in a 5-point lead, Kenny will set it up. Double team, tough pass by Kenny, a rare turnover by Mason. Up ahead, Wegby all alone, up and in, 3-point basketball game with 3 to go.
And Coach Thomas is going to take the timeout. Or no, they've got the fast break.
Horn pulls back, gets his own rebound, 15 for Horn now. 15 boards for Jamel Horn. And he'll go to the line, reaping the rewards of his hard work. And just under 3 minutes to go, and the Skippers just holding a 3-point lead. It's uncharted territory for the Skippers this year, especially at home. Big free throw by Horn, pushes the lead to 4. Izzo and J.O. showing their approval. And Luis Perez back in the game for the Blue Wave. He replaces Carter Robinson. And Horn looking to get the lead back up to 5. And he does. Big free throws from Jamel Horn. Thomas gets his timeout. And both teams are shooting free throws the rest of the way, both in the bonus, which with 3 minutes left isn't as much of a factor as it was when NK was in the bonus with almost 8 minutes left. But Scotty, we talked about this a lot. We're going to keep talking about it. NK not used to the games being as close at home, especially late. So what do they need to do to close out this game and to battle?
Exactly, they gotta battle.
Right.
They gotta make their free throws, take care of the basketball. And if Hill drives to the basket, they can't foul him. They gotta force him to take a tough shot without fouling.
They can't foul him, period, not even when he's driving, because we're in the bonus and you don't want him going to the line. So both teams in a spot where they need to play tough, aggressive defense, quick on their feet. As John Wooden would say, be quick but don't hurry, Scotty.
I love that quote.
I do too.
I absolutely love that quote.
It's kind of a paradox. A paradox that only makes sense in the world of the wonderful game of basketball, and it's something that both these teams need to take to heart. And being quick to the basketball but not hurrying and slapping at the ball and fouling.
John Wooden's actually one of my basketball heroes.
Oh, yeah, I think it was one of everybody. If you like the game of basketball, you like John Wooden. Bottom line.
He's actually in the news about a NCAA violation with recruiting of Kevin Love, the UCLA freshman.
They have a close relationship.
Yeah, and NCAA is going after a 97-year-old man. Is that a travesty or what?
Especially John Wooden.
Is that a joke?
How
much has he done for college basketball?
Yeah. How can they do that?
The NCAA, stupid rules.
Hopefully they're not listening. Deep 3 by Wegby, no good. Knocked around, rebound goes to Izzo. Big rebound by Izzo. Kenny will walk it up, 2:40 to go, 5-point Skipper lead. A bucket here for the Skippers is huge, Scotty. Kenny trying to go to the hoop
Forced
himself.
it. Layup ahead.
Wegby, good play. Izzo had to do it. He had to do it.
Thought he got on ball, but a foul nonetheless, and a foul is better than a layup.
Well put.
Thank you. Someone should tell Nate that, though, because he seemed a little upset. I guess a block is better than a foul, though.
That is true. On the complete other end of the spectrum. And big free throws from Wegby. First one's no good. You gotta hit your free throws late. Especially with both teams in the bonus, we're gonna see a lot of free throws in these last 2.5 minutes. And this is gonna come down to free throw shooting. Whichever team hits more free throws from now on will win the game. I'll put it in writing, Scotty. Wegby's second free throw also no good. Devastating misses for Wegby.
Yeah,
Chance to make it a one-possession game, doesn't do it.
And now NK's got a chance to take 30 off the shot clock.
That's right. And again, Kenny sets it up with a 5-point lead. J.O. with space. Smart call, not shooting the 3.
Good cut.
Into Kenny. Nice cut by Kenny and the finish. Big bucket from Mason. And the Skipper lead back up to 7. Wegby right by Smiley, up and under Horn.
Out of control.
That was a bad shot. He grabbed it, Izzo, no foul called. Smiley, it's just him and Kevin Brown.
Oh my.
They're gonna call the charge.
Someone's gotta explain to this ref the rule of the charge.
Go over it, Scotty, for the fans at home, please.
You got to have position.
Educate us.
If
Right.
you have your feet set, the other guy has to be out of control.
Coach Thomas trying to plead his case. The ref gives an absolutely awful answer as a rebuttal. That didn't even make sense. The ref just nods his head and says, yeah.
No, the refs are coolest tonight.
And team manager Derek de Blasio slapping the floor in disgust. Hill gets fouled. Oh my goodness, it almost went in.
You know, and those two in a row, the same official, clueless on the offensive charge.
And that is 4 fouls on Smiley, all coming in this half. Charlie Marshall standing by the 4 fouls. The scores table has been a little off tonight with the fouls, so I'll take the stat stud's word for it.
All right. I'm not sure the referees will, but
We don't need to talk about them. We're an independent production company in K18. And a big free throw from Hill here, trying to cut it to 5. 1:48 to go, and he gets it. Sean Hill, 26 points. And that is the most points scored here by an opponent this year. Mason Choice didn't do that. Sturtle didn't do that. Smiley coast to coast, no good.
oh, nice offensive
Big rebound by Horn, he gets fouled.
I think that's the most points we've seen scored at Lenore Cranston all year by NK or the opponent.
That's right. Or how about in any Skipper game this year? We don't have the numbers.
I believe that.
This is
I believe it's true.
purely speculation, but 26 in a 260-minute half high school game it's impressive. That's Scotty Andrews territory. And Horn's
I'm
first free
speechless.
throw, no good. Both teams missing their free throws down the stretch. Can't happen. And both teams will shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way on any foul. Both are in the double bonus here with 1:40 to go, so that'll be a deciding factor. And Horn's second free throw is good, a 6-point Skipper lead. Sean Hill will set up the offense for the Blue Wave.
And nice steal by
Kenny picks his
Mason.
pocket. He'll go coast to coast and in. And that is a big bucket for the Skippers. 8 points, 1:20 to go, and we're in insurmountable territory, Scotty. Just like that. A little Mason Kenny,
This is
a
a
little
big
Jamel
stop
Horn.
right here
That's the
for
recipe.
NK. Leave him open for a 3. Oh,
good.
no
Tough
good.
roll for the
Big
Blue Wave.
rebound.
17 boards for Horn. And it's going to be Blue Wave basketball. They need a bucket here. This thing's just about done.
Yeah, this is a big possession to get a bucket.
Rugby pops out for 3.
Wide open.
Needs it. No good. Rebound, almost Mason.
Now's the time you got to get those rebounds. End the game.
And back out. Perez thought about a 3. He'll take it with a hand in his face. They're just taking stupid 3s now.
And now we're under a minute with an 8-point lead.
And Mason will go to the line for 2. Looking to push to 10. And these free throws should just about do it.
You know, I'll give NK credit because they definitely weathered a storm tonight.
Right.
They got out to a big lead in the first half, and then Hope came storming back at the second half.
Give the Hope team credit, too, for battling back when they were down by as much as 14 points.
Yeah, and NK's got to get confidence off of a win like this one. Obviously, not over yet, but
Right.
just about if Mason can knock down these free throws.
And Thomas definitely pleased with his guys in the huddle for probably the first time in a while. So it's a 67-59 lead for the Skippers with 54 seconds to go in the basketball game. And if the Blue Wave of Hope go on to lose the basketball game, that will be no fault of Sean Hill, who has 26 now, and is sure to get the ball on at least the next Hope possession. So, but it's kind of been the Sean Hill show. That's kind of been the problem. No one else, no inside presence.
Yeah, they don't have an inside presence as a team. Obviously, their lack of size, that's one of the flaws of the team. That's why they're not as good as they could be,
Right.
even though they have such a great scorer in Sean
They
Hill.
don't really play post basketball. They're a perimeter team. And teams that live and die by the 3, live and die by transition, are usually teams that are also very inconsistent. And you see Hope blowing out a Jeff Holmes-led St. Ray's team in their last game, and now coming here and struggling a little bit more with the Skippers. A rare miss by Kenny at the line. keeps a faint flicker of hope alive for Hope. There's still some hope for Hope.
We've been using that one a lot tonight.
I actually haven't used that yet, surprisingly.
I used that, I think.
Right. I tune you out.
Obviously.
And the resounding "It's all over" chant from the skipper Faithful. I love it.
But a
Justice
3,
Perez, it's a big 3.
and it's only a 6-point lead.
And they should be chanting "It's not over" because it's a 6-point game. 40 seconds to go. And the skippers need to hit their
at
free
least
throws.
one free throw here would be big. Make
Right.
it a 7-point lead, 3 possession
You missed
game.
both, and it's definitely still not over. And our stat guy Charlie Marshall with a rare college basketball reference, bringing up the Pacific team that down by 10 with 20 seconds left and came back. Completely irrelevant, but just, you know what? Our job is to inform you at home, and hopefully you're informed. Some of you might be disgusted.
I've heard that reference before.
And J.O.'s first free throw is no good.
This is a big one right
I'm
here.
going to start my own little chant. It's not over, Scotty.
I don't know if that one's going to catch fire.
My job's not to do chants. I'm just making a point.
Okay. There we go.
Second free throw is good. All right, maybe you can do it now.
Yeah, I think now is a better time.
And J.O. comes out of the game, gets a nice standing ovation from the faithful, a partial standing ovation, and a nice warm hug from Dom Anderson.
Yeah, Dom's the emotional leader on the team.
Wegby, big 3, no good. Rebound, Jamel Horn. Can you say 18 boards?
Wow.
Up ahead, Kenny all alone. Wishes he could throw down, doesn't matter. A 9-point, 71-62 skipper lead, 20 seconds left. Big rep at the seal,
And
Wegby fouls him. That should just about do it. The skipper faithful know it.
11 second half rebounds for Jamel Horn. Turned it up on the boards. NK wasn't physical enough in the first half. He gave away too many second chance points, just like Kendrick did. And in the second half, they toughened up on the backboards.
And Brad Peterson with a rare low-scoring performance to known with 2 points, going to the line with a chance to get a couple more. He didn't have to score. You had Mason Kenny getting to the hole. You had Will scoring inside, Jamel scoring inside. Brad did a good job playing aggressive defense, filling up space, just being Big Red, being the Red Mountain rebound. And you cannot say enough about Jamel Horn's 18 rebounds and his presence. Talk about presence inside. That word gets thrown around a lot, but people are less inclined to go to the basket if Jamel Horn is towering over you, especially against a team like Hope that is a lot smaller than NK. Horn looking to stretch his point, Peterson. Point total of 4. First free throw's no good. I'm sure he'll settle for 3 at this point. Actually, I'm sure he'll settle for a skipper victory. That's all that matters. Big Red's second free throw is no good as well. Gets his own board. Brown ends up collecting it. With 14 to shoot, Hill will pull up for 3 to no avail. Long rebound goes to Mason Kenny. Too little, too late for that triple-double. He's going to finish with 8 rebounds. So the Mason Kenny triple-double watch comes up just short. He's going to finish with 23 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds to go along with a few steals.
Not a bad night at the office.
Not at all. And Sean Hill a little shaken up, but he's done his job tonight. He can leave the Lenore Cranston Gymnasium with his head held high, even though no hope victory. And a respectful North Kingstown crowd gives him a standing ovation.
A hug there from Mason Kenny.
A warm round of
Gotta
applause.
love that. Sportsmanship. NK's got some classy kids.
Coach Thomas preaches it. J.O. all about the sportsmanship. We see that on the soccer field. Always the first guy to shake someone's hand. Skipper Faithful are restless, waiting for the buzzer to sound. And a swing player, not even on our roster here. Jaquan Cornwell misses a 3 to end the game. And a nice win for the Skippers, showing what they're made of.